Okay, so let me just first start off by saying the Michael Jackson movie, that was already like, dude, amazing, dude. That movie was phenomenal, dude. Like, genuinely, I don't know what the movie review said. I'm gonna check it out in a second. But my guy, that was the best biographical movie I have ever seen. I've seen, what is it? The Freddie Mercury one was Bohemian Rhapsody, I think it's called. Um, that's it. Actually, I'm a liar. That's the only one I've seen. But you know how other people have. What's up, Hugo? You know how other people have, like, if you go on YouTube Shorts and you see like different shorts about people's autobiography. I've watched at least like 5 movies off of YouTube Shorts alone. Okay, because that's mostly what YouTube Shorts is. All right, Michael. Anyways, no, this one was a legitimately great movie. I feel like, all right, bro. I feel like, what is it? All right, bro. I'm turning off the sounds. Let me fucking talk before we do this shit. God damn it. Anyways, what was I trying to say? Right. So, first of all, everything about the movie was great from like start to finish. Also, it really villainized. First of all, major spoilers coming in. I'm gonna try my best not to say on. I'm gonna try my best to stay away from spoilers for those who haven't seen it yet. But at the same time, I'm gonna try to get my best opinion. I feel like the way the movie worked, right? It just worked so well. The dialogue, what is it? The camera angle, fuck, I can remember the words. Yeah, the camera angles, everything about it was actually great. And they go into a lot of detail about certain parts of his life that I never knew. There are some parts of his life that, yeah, a lot of people knew because, oh yeah, it's Michael Jackson. Like, why would anybody normally do that? But they made it make sense. If you use your brain, they make it make sense in the movie, so you can see, oh yeah, he's doing this because this happened, or he's doing this because of this reason, right? And everything about it was great. I personally thought that the entire movie was an incredible masterpiece. The only thing I will say, everything about the movie was beautiful from start to finish. Only thing I'm upset about, it's a part one, part two type deal. When the movie ended, it literally said Michael Jackson will return. It was like seeing an end credit, like, oh yeah, Michael Jackson will return in Doomsday. Like, what the fuck? What kind of shit is that? But I will say, I think the direction they're going with it is great, which is why I'm not too upset that they ended up, making it all an entire big movie and cutting out certain parts. Because that's something I was concerned about too. There's a lot of parts of Michael Jackson's life that you can't really cover in one movie, especially a 2-hour movie at that. But no, within the 2 hours, I thought it was great. You got to have it's almost like you get to really be a part of the Jackson family when they were coming up, and especially a huge friend, and just looking at what Michael went through, like behind closed doors, with all the smiling, with all the drip, with all the aura, you get to see what he really looked like behind it. And on top of that too, the actor that played Michael Jackson, what is it, his grandson, right? Was it Jafar Jackson? That guy can act. That guy acted his ass off, bro. I thought it looked amazing. Everything about it was so cool. There was a part midway through the movie where what is it? Where certain parts of his face changed, and I was like, dude, he looks almost identical to Michael Jackson. It was uncanny. It was so surreal. Where to watch? I watched it. I went to the movies to watch it. Hold up. Now let me check Rotten Tomato, because they somehow managed to always butcher a masterpiece like this. I just want to see. I'm gonna check IMDb too. Does IMDb do that or not? I don't know. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah, look, see that? Okay. The fact that I'm already seeing a 38 for Rotten Tomatoes is absolutely ridiculous, dude. My guy, what is this? You're telling me the critics gave this movie a 38, but the audience gave it a 97. Don't ever listen to the critics, because they're almost never right, bro. This is ridiculous, my guy. Wait, let's see. What's critics? While Jafar Jackson's smooth moves brings the king of pop to an uncanny life, the musical biopic mostly plays like a greatest hits album that could have benefited from including liner notes to give an actual insight to the icon. You know what I get from this? You know what I get from this? I get small dick energy from this. I get the fucking nerd with his teeth pointing out like the. I get that shit. Actually, I get that bullshit, bro. Does Rotten Tomato mean it's good or bad? So the lower the rating, the worse it is. The higher the rating, the better it is. So this one, the one on the left, typically means like the real critics, the people who actually like, grade this shit. This one typically means the audience, being us, the people who watch it, right? So you can make it make sense. You know, you can make it make sense, man. There's a satisfying narrative. Wait, hold up, full review. This is, what is it? CBC Radio? Yeah, it's something that no one's ever heard, but sure, I guess. Let's see it.
It is 23 minutes now before 6 o'clock, and the king of pop is about to rule the box office.
Bro, everything about the movie was great. I don't care what any critic says. Bro, they're dumb.
I mean, I think I agree with most of the reviews and sentiments in those reviews, but I gotta say, like, I don't think what people.
Okay.
And then you get this really strong performance from Michael Jackson's nephew, Jafar Jackson.
Oh, his nephew, my
you know,
fault.
so closely resembles his uncle and comes pretty close to hitting those moves, the incredible movements that, you know, it's kind of eerie. And
Okay, no. This guy's full of shit already, bro. We're talking about how Michael Jackson's nephew, was it Jafar, didn't hit the moves. Yes, the fuck he did. He hit every single move perfectly. When I tell you, bro, I'm not joking when I say it was almost to a point where I actually felt like Michael Jackson was actually in the movie, like the real Michael Jackson. It was insane. This guy's a fucking nerd, bro.
He's solid in this story about how Michael suffered this horrifying abuse at the hands of his father, Joe Jackson, and how that trauma surfaces in his own insecurities over his appearance, and then yet he endures as the king of pop. Like, there is a satisfying story in that this audience will absolutely eat up, and they won't mind how lousy the filmmaking is, or like, you know, how
What? He said how lousy the filmmaking is, brother. Please, I want you to, you know, just put the pen down, put the fries in the bag. That's all I need you to do. My guy, he said this is a lousy film, brother. The only thing lousy is his fucking critic, man. Brother, how are you gonna tell me that there's too much music in a Michael Jackson film? That's what I heard from this. What kind of sense does that make? Brother, it's his life. He said, "Oh yeah, you like." It gets to a point where you're just
the whole like the biopic structure.
Let me listen, bro.
You know, but because the thing is, like, this movie is no worse as a musical biopic than Bohemian Rhapsody, which, you know, made by the same producers, went on not just to be like a huge box office hit, but also scored a nomination for Best Picture at the Oscars.
It is.
But of course, I think the critics are obviously responding more strongly to Michael with these negative reviews because of how hard this movie works to avoid dealing with the sexual abuse allegations against Michael Jackson.
Brother, are you fucking dumb? Are you fucking mental? My guy, you know how big a person's life is? From start to finish, even if there's no interesting part in the middle, brother. You know how hard that is? It makes sense, especially Michael Jackson, who's been doing this since he was fucking 8 or 10 or however old he was. He was an adolescent, bro. His balls haven't dropped, and that's where the movie started. The movie started when he was a child. And you're telling me they wanted to immediately get to the allegations? Shut the fuck up, bro. You just want to get to the drama part of it, man. Enjoy his life. This guy's pissing me off, bro.
Because
fuck you, never write a critic again. Never write a review again. I hope you never write a review again. Genuinely. You have no idea what the hell you're talking about. My guy, I wonder why they haven't made the allegation part yet. I wonder why. Could it be that this is a beginning to end type of movie? You are fucking dumb. You are a chud. Holy shit. You are so stupid. You are actually so dumb. Brother, it seems like he's literally talking shit. He's not even saying anything, bro. He's not even doing anything, bro. He's just saying words to say words. All he said so far was the fact that he didn't see the allegations, and that's all anybody cares about, brother. I don't care about that shit. I don't care about that. I really don't. I care about his life, like his life as a whole, not just one specific part that fucked him over, or that changed him, man. Brother, there were so many characters I didn't know that I end up loving. There were so many parts of the movie that I looked at it and I'm like, these characters are acting beautifully. These characters are acting tremendously well. and I couldn't care about, obviously I know it's going to happen. They're going to talk about the allegations for sure, right? That's not why I'm in the Michael Jackson movie. I'm watching the Michael Jackson movie because he's the king. He made one of the best, arguably the best album of all time. And you're worried about a fucking allegation? Fuck, yo, go to hell.
Right, and they said that they may eventually deal with the allegations in the sequel that they are hinting at with His Story Continues.
How do you think the film's producers would deal with the allegations?
A fucking gun! Bro. I just want to show you something, okay? 1958. This guy was born 1958. And they're talking about, they're just so hyper-focused on something that happened in 1993. Then guess what happened after 1993? He died. Sometime later, like 14 years later. They're focused on 1 year out of the entire time that this guy was born. Fuck them. They should not be critics. My God, just enjoy the film. The directors wanted to tell you the story of Michael Jackson. Had they said, if you wanted to hear a story about the allegations, watch Michael Jackson, the allegation director's cut. Then, you fucking dumbass. Holy hell, these people piss me off.
Okay, so as you said, this film, and as we heard Paris say there too, is for a particular fandom here. If people want to seek out the other side of the story when it comes to the allegations, which are just allegations, where would they go?
You know what? Maybe it's my fault that I'm making them. This one just has to be rage bait, right? Maybe it's my fault that I'm letting them rage bait me. It has to be. Cause they keep on focusing on 1 year of his life. Granted, I know it was an important year of his life. How old was Michael Jackson? How old was Michael Jackson when he died? 50. Accounting for when he was, a toddler, like could barely speak and talk like that, I'm gonna get 6 years away from that, right? My guy, you're focused on 7 years, because in part of those 6 years that I just took, I'm adding the allegation here. Brother, you're telling me out of the 43 other years that this guy was alive, you really want to hear the 1 year? I'm not saying I wouldn't want to see it too, okay? But that's not the only thing I'm interested in. I'm interested in, okay, yeah, let me see his come up, okay? Let me see where he got his animal. That's a lie. Let me see his come up. Let me see his come up. Let me see his relationship with his family. Let me see his relationship with his dad. Let me see how he dealt with not having a real childhood. Let me see how he interacted with everybody in his team. Let me see if he really was a perfectionist. Let me see how his Super Bowl performance was, which they haven't talked about, by the way, or they haven't gone through, or they haven't, they didn't cover that in the movie. But you know what it is? It's the drama. It's the fact that people want to watch this, I feel like, solely for the only purpose of getting how the director's going to put the allegations. That's what I think is going on here, because there's no way they're still on this. Out of how long we've been this? Out of the 7 minutes that we've been talking about this, they've only been talking about the allegations, which are not even part of this movie. You know why this pissed me off? This was 10 minutes wasted, because all he did was talk about something that never even touched a topic in the movie. They're talking about something that's going to happen later in the next Michael Jackson movie. Then that's when they're going to glaze this shit and say that this is, oh my God, this is a 10 out of 10. This is 100. The amount of drama, the amount of emotions, the amount of detail they went into making the whole allegation look perfect. It was amazing. It was a masterpiece. Oh my God. Put down the pen and jump out the window. Please. Because you should not be. You're telling me you are a grown person. You are grown. You are an adult. And you're worried about some drama that happened. One, that affected his ear. It was fucking everything that fucked up. Now I know. Oh no, it didn't just affect that 1 year that happened. It affected the rest of his life. I get that. But I'm talking about when the election, when the allegations were popping off. That's what I'm trying to talk about. Overall, these people seem to only. Let me see. Actually, let's go back to scenes. Cash Grab immediately relieved of Jafar Jackson, but MJ, given complications, eludes him. Holding is a Harrogate nightmare only works well as it does because the music is so undeniably brilliant, but there's none there. There's plenty wrong with this biopic. It has nothing to do with what was left out. A certain topic, so it felt no interest. It drove Michael's artistry and lecture. Okay, this guy actually seems like he's talking, not out of his ass. Like, okay, the whole thing is a hagiographic nightmare that only works as well as it does because the music is so undeniably brilliant. But there's none. You're telling me the only thing that carried the movie was the music? Die. Fucking just pack it up. Just go. Leave Earth. Leave Earth. Matter of fact, let's line up. Well, because if they leave Earth, they're gonna say, "Damn, bro, outer space is so mid. This shit looks so boring. There's nothing to do out here. There's a lack of gravity. There's no food. And there's probably no police officers where I can just rant about and complain and bitch and moan about anything." The film's corny sentimentality and rosy averse perspective are merely a vehicle for selling a visual equivalent of a greatest hits album. Yeah, bro. I'm not trying to glaze, but they're talking out of their ass, bro. Like, respectfully. Look, I'm confused on what they want. Do they not want to talk about, do they not want the movie to talk about how he made his biggest hits? Do they not want us to see how he did the choreography? I'm lost on what they want, because it seems like all they wanted was a dialogue movie with no music, or if not no music, very little music, which is, I don't know, hard to do based on a person whose entire life was based on making music. And the choreography as well, because this guy did his own choreography, one of the best entertainers of all time. I'm just confused on what they want. I'm actually genuinely curious to see what is keeping them at night. Do they wake up in the morning and they just decide to hate on everything? The whole point of this movie, I'm not, like I said, I'm gonna try to keep spoilers away, but the whole point of this movie was to, I feel like the first part at least was to show the struggles of Michael Jackson growing up with no childhood, abusive father, and trying to pave his own way, becoming the biggest and probably the best artist of all time. That was the main conflict in this movie. The next movie, then they can talk about the allegations, then they can do whatever the fuck they want. Fuck it. They can talk about his monkey for the next movie for all I care. Director Anthony Fuqua and screenwriter John Logan tell Jackson's story without lumbering us with anything as challenging as nuance or ambiguity. Shut up, bro. English is not my first language. Shut up. I guess, okay, from what I'm seeing from all the reviews, okay, so from what I'm getting with all the reviews is basically just people saying how, it's either people saying that they didn't talk about the allegations and they're upset about that, I guess, which is dumb, but okay, because that's a whole second movie coming that's probably going to talk about that. They're probably complaining about how maybe, like, oh yeah, the cinematography wasn't as good, or they talk about they're focused too much on the music, which kind of makes no sense because this is the king of pop music, not the king of dialogue, none of that. So I'm just confused on what they really wanted from the movie. I'm really confused. Did they want more like dialogue based? Because the movie, I'm not gonna lie to you, the movie was pretty music heavy, yes, but there was a good balance. That's the thing. That's my thing. I feel like there was a great balance between movie and music that they blended well together. That and the choreography was, oh my god, it's pure. It was amazing. It's Michael Jackson. Of course, it's gonna be good. That's not for me. That's not for me to give him glaze, but that's for me just to talk about it, bro. I don't know. I don't know about how any of you guys think. If look, I want to know what everybody else thinks. That's generally what I want to try to figure out. Don't give me some bullshit of, oh yeah, they didn't talk about the allegations. That's why I don't like it. Because it's, bro, you gotta be the stupidest motherfuckers in the world if you think that. In the most respected way I can say that. Because goddamn, man, goddamn, if all you're focused about is the allegations, then don't watch this movie. Go watch the second part whenever it comes out. Because right now you're pissing me off, bro. You're actually pissing me off. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that, bro. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below.